Hi, my name is Raquel Gonzalez. I'm going to present my software of my book, Shadow and Bone. So as you can see, this is the main page, the home page. We have the novel, the structural analysis, references, sociological analysis, and the quiz. So first, let's check the novel. In the novel, of course, we have the author and where to read the novel. Where can you find the different formats of the novel? Okay, we have PDF, EPUB. You can also buy the novel. Okay. We have also the author, which is Liba Bardugo. My author is part of the 21st century, the postmodern period, particularly. She was born in Jerusalem and grew up in Los Angeles from a very early age, like months of born. She moved to Los Angeles with her parents, and she lived all of her life with her grandparents. She started loving writing and reading due to her grandfather. Her grandfather always told her when she arrived home, okay, now tell me some lies. And she made up some different stories, and that's how she started to love reading and writing. She attended and graduated from Yale University. And Shadow and Bone, my book, is a part of a trilogy. And this was her first book. This book made her really popular and a respected author. Although writing is her main passion, she also loves makeup artistry and singing with her band Captain Automatic. Before she was an accomplished writer, she did, of course, in many other jobs. And one of those jobs was as a makeup artist. So let's check the structural analysis. For the structural analysis, of course, we have the different elements that we find within the novel, of course, of the analysis of the novel. We have plot, symbols, summary, character, setting, tone, figurative language, theme, flashback, conflict, message, point of view, foreshadowing. For these elements, I'm going to read just a few of them. Okay. First, the characters. Let's check the characters. We have the main characters that are three. Alina Starkov, she's the lead protagonist of the novel. And as an orphan, she believes herself to be nobody. After watching his best friend almost die in the fold, her powers as the Sun Summoner are discovered. Alina suddenly finds herself thrust into a world of magic and politics and expected to save the world. She is described as somewhat small, pale, and mousy, having often been frail and sickly as a child. As a teen, she is skinny with dull brown hair and eyes. Once she begins training with her Grisha power, she becomes healthier physically and in appearance. Then we have the other uh, main character, which is who is Melian Aretsev, commonly known as Mal. He is Elena Starkov's childhood best friend, a soldier of the First Army and a gifted tracker. Very good tracker is Mal. Mal is confident, he's snarky, and at times very cocky. Although Mal has his faults, he is loyal, willing to walk the great lengths just to get to Elena and remain by her side. Mal has brown hair and blue eyes. He's fairly tall and is described as handsome. Due to his training as a soldier, he is, of course, well built. Finally, the last character, which is who is the Darkling. He is the Shadow Summoner, the second in command in all of Revka, and the leader of the Second Army. The Darkling is an extremely dark and manipulative person. He's power hungry and had created the Fold with Merzost in order to use it against his enemies. Merzost is a kind of magic very forbidden for Grisha people. In the process of making this fold, he created the Volcra, which prevented him from expanding it. He's also very ambitious and he wants the Grisha to be free from slavery and oppression. The Darkling is described in the book as a tall, handsome young man, appearing not much older than Alina, despite his ancient age. And he has ink black hair, gray eyes, and sharp, beautiful features. These are the main three characters of the book. Then we have some of the, let's check the figurative language of the book. Within the book, we have a simils, of course. They haunted the Duke's house like giggling phantoms. We have also some metaphors, but I hope you will remember to feed the soul as well as the mind. I am the spiritual advisor to all those within the palace walls. Should you find yourself worried or in distress, I hope you will not hesitate to come to me. Implies that she should pray and read to enrich her mind, okay? The comparison between the feeding of the soul and the feeding of the body in the real life. We also have some imagery. They bent their ears back to the crack in the cupboard doors. These are some examples. The conflicts within the novel. We have the internal and external conflicts. Internal conflicts, we have Alina versus herself. She always thinks as herself as an inferior person. Throughout the beginning of the book, Alina is always asking herself why she's like that, and she feels different. She's always skinny, she's always sick, she's very pale, and she's constantly thinking of herself as an inferior, basically. In all the situations of her life, she believes that Mal will never look at her because she is not beautiful. The thing is that she's in love with Mal. They grew up together as orphans, and of course, she with time fell in love with him. The external conflicts, we have Alina versus the Darkling, man versus man. We have bad versus good, good versus bad. She realizes that the Darkling wants to expand the fold to rule the world and uses her power for that. She doesn't want to do it, but he controls her power because the Darkling killed the stag to make the amplifier Alina now wears as a collar on her neck. She is constantly fighting his power over her. Inside her, Alina feels kind of attracted to the Darkling in some way, but at the same time, she hates him. The message, now let's check the theme of the book. In the book, we have the themes, we have the themes of the book. Okay, the things dark and light, good versus evil, love and friendship are common themes within the book. Of course, dark and light themes are very, very in there. We can see them in the characters, Alina's character, the Sun Summoner, and the Darkling characters, the Shadow Summoner. The sociological analysis. In the sociological analysis, I analyze some of the aspects of the Shadowbone novel. And in this novel shows how the different societies that are presented in the novel are shown and how they relate to each other. The story in the novel is set during the mid of the 19th century. So we have the Ravkan Society first as the analysis of the Ravkan Society, which Ravka is a country divided by a shadow fold and bordered by the countries of Shuhan and Fjerda. This country is ruled by a monarchy, and there are two armies. The first army is composed by normal humans, and the second army is composed of Grisha. People born with different gifts and use the power of the small science. Ravka is seen as a powerful country, even though it is divided by the shadow fold. It still represents a threat to the other countries they are in war with. It's not much of a formal war, as it is a century-long recurring border dispute between Ravka and its two bordering nations known as the Border Wars. The Shadowfold has weakened Ravka, so both Fjerda and Shuhan want to take advantage of that and gain more land. So this is one of the first aspects of the sociological analysis. And finally, we have the quiz. And in the quiz, I decided to do a trivia of the book. Okay. In the trivia of the book, I ask how much do you know about the Grishaverse? Of course, I ask very specific questions that are presented in the book. Okay. So, for example, what color kefta does Alina ask to wear when she first goes to Os Alta? Something here is wrong with the software. I don't know why. Um, when they choose, for example, let me see if I can. Okay. Okay. When they choose one of the answers, if the answer is wrong, a shadow comes in the background. Okay. And when the answer is right, a light comes in the middle of the slide. So this is part of the trivia. And well, let's go to the homepage. And this is basically my software. This is the final part of my presentations. And I hope that you like it and that you probably in the future can read this very, very good and interesting novel. Thank you very much.